true.
We've had some stellar Twilight Zone tales up to this point, but you know what'll make things sweeter? A wacky comedy episode! Yeah, it's more crummy comedy craziness from a show which was never fondly remembered for its silly hijinks. I get that the show wanted to add variety to spice up the fun, but so many horror anthologies are just not good at comedy, resulting in some awkward, cringy fail bombs. And the Twilight Zone was no exception. Thankfully, this comedy episode actually had some decent material and good jokes. Not enough to save this plot, but better than nothing. We follow a sleazy used car salesman named Honest Harvey Honeycutt, who purchases a haunted car. A mysterious old man pawns the car off to Honeycutt's parking lot since he claims the car is hexed, as it forces the owner to always tell the truth and never fib. Harvey, of course, doesn't believe that crap, but soon learns that he's been hexed to constantly speak only truths.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs!
Which leads to many zany antics as old Harvey, a man who practically lives by lying, finds himself bound to tell the truth against his will, and steps in bad doo-doo. I'll give credit. Jack Carson can be very funny once in a while. He does have his small sassy moments and makes Harvey such an over-the-top clown that it at least gets amusing. The comedic setup is also very good, since this episode embraces the cartoony nature of all this. But alas, it doesn't go as far or as insane as something like this should. Some of the parts where he's forced to tell the truth could be funny, but don't always have a huge punchline or payoff behind the gag. Whenever Harvey is duped into telling the truth, such as admitting his cars suck or caught lying to his wife, he always has this "duh, I shouldn't have said that" expression, and it never escalates to anything wilder. I don't like Rod Serling's comedy because it feels like he's holding back or downplaying the goofy setups. He just aims for a low, safe laugh. The comedy has clever ideas, but gets corny or just plain lame.
Boring! Your ideas are boring!
Most of this episode serves as a comeuppance plot up until the final act. A senator, of all people, convinces Harvey to pawn the car off to somebody else who makes a living on lies to lift the curse. Where, no Kitten, Harvey manages to sell the magic car to the Russian premier Nikita Khrushchev.
Did somebody say Khrushchev?
Who popped over in America to buy the most worthless car ever to show how American products suck compared to the Soviet products. And the twist ending has the Russians taking the hexed ride back to the motherland, implying that Khrushchev is going to doom Russia because he won't be able to lie.
It was a different time. It was back when we didn't know the Russians were incompetent.
Now, I actually do like the joke they end on, since it is kind of funny. Unfortunately, it also dates the episode, since the show flat out references the politics of a bygone time period like Peel's garbage. So, some folks might not get the joke. Most of the jokes that do work are some of Jack Carson's hammy acting and snarky delivery, or Artie Johnson's cameo. Yet, outside of that, there's not much to come back to. I won't lie, I've seen far worse than this, but this tale is simply forgettable, and the comedy just falls flat, giving you a boring ride. It's not offensively bad, but it's just so mediocre, and slips under the shadow of a hit show. I give it a bronze skull. Some bits are clever, and there was potential, but it needed more risk and stronger material. If you want to see the good model of this concept, then save yourself time and watch Liar Liar around Halloween. The harsh truth is, Rod Serling sold us a lemon.
Can you get me through to Jack Kennedy?
The Twilight Zone.